Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. In this video I'm going to show you the 5 best builds you can try in this game if your main goal is to grind in the Deep of Night mode as fast as possible. These builds can be considered meta when it comes to winning expeditions consistently, helping you reach depth 5 quickly and stay there with almost zero struggle. Personally, I don't recommend playing in depth 5 since it can be more stressful and tedious than fun, but if you really want to do it, then the following builds are going to carry you all the way. The first build I want to show you today is designed to be played with characters like Wilder, Guardian and Rider. In this case I'm gonna show you my version for Wilder, but the concept will remain the same for each one of all these 3 characters. The idea is to stack as much increased maximum HP effects as possible in the same way than affinity damage negation effects, physical damage negation effects. This will help you to win more expeditions consistently, especially from depth 1 all the way up to depth 4 until reaching depth 5. Once you are in depth 5, I would recommend you to go with the further builds I'm gonna show you, but in order to reach depth 5, this is one of the easiest ways to do it because you don't have to think a lot. You just have to focus on having a lot of HP on one of these 3 characters. It can be Rider, it can be Wilder, or it can be the Guardian. I won't recommend you to go with the Guardian unless you are very experienced with that character because it's pretty difficult to use, and due to the DPS of that character it might be a little bit more difficult to reach further difficulties like the 4 or 5, but with Wilder or Rider you can stack increased maximum HP with some physical attack up. In this case I have physical attack up plus 4 in 2 of my relics, and in one of them I have fire attack power up plus 3 with partial HP restoration upon post damage attacks, and in the last one I have improved physical damage negation. When it comes to the base relics, I have the Dark Knight of the Phantom that has the increased maximum HP with continuous HP recovery. I have the Dark Knight of the Beast that has taking attacks improves attack power, fire attack power up plus 2, and I have the Wilder's Earring. In my first 2 relics I could use Vigor plus 3, but I don't think it's that necessary considering that we are already stacking 4 increased maximum HP effects with some decent offensive effects like the physical attack up, the fire attack power up, and the Dark Knight of the Beast that helps to increase the damage of the ultimate of this character. But as I previously told you, what matters here is to stack as much increased maximum HP effects with other effects you find useful as well. And this is an example on how it will look with the Rider. As you can see, we can use very similar effects. We have the physical attack of plus 4 with increased maximum HP, the relic I had for the Wilder, but we can also use it with the Rider, and I have increased maximum HP in my 3rd slot. And here I have the Dark Knight of the Phantom as well, but instead of using other relics, here we could also use the Dark Knight of the Baron for crit hits, but I have this one that increases the damage and my stamina when I receive a hit while using the character skill with physical attack up, and the Everjail effect. This is a very strong build as well, but I will only use it from depth 1 to depth 3. Once I reach depth 3, I will go with the Wilder. And the reason why I will go with the Wilder in depth 3 and 4 is because this guy has the cheat death passive effect. This means if we take a deadly hit, we will still survive thanks to this passive ability. Basically it's like having a second chance after you make a mistake. So that adds a lot of value, especially in this game mode where you can have some bad debuffs in your relics, like in this case where I have near death reduces max HP. For instance, if I get taken down, if I have one Wending Grace or the default revive available we have in the solo mode, I will revive, but I will have a lot of less HP. So I wouldn't like that to happen, especially if I am facing a depth 4 final boss, you know? But that is just my opinion. Feel free to use this build with Rider, Guardian or with Wilder. It is basically a tank build, and if you have better relics than this one or with effects that you consider more useful for your character, feel free to use them. The next build I'm going to show you is perfect for Dodges and Recluse. I really prefer playing Dodges over Recluse because I am more familiar with Dodges abilities and Dodges playstyle in general, but you can also use it with Recluse. Actually, if you are more experienced in the game and you want even a little bit of more damage, then you can go with Recluse. So the main concept of this type of build is stacking 6 effects of one specific sorcery school. It can be done with every school of sorcery, it doesn't have to be a specific one, but in my opinion the stronger ones are the Invisibility Sorcery, the Crystallian Sorcery, and the Carian Sword Sorcery. You can stack 6 effects of this type. In this case I'm gonna show you what I have for the Invisibility Sorcery, but I have already shown you in multiple videos how it will look with the Carian Sword Sorcery or with the Crystallian Sorcery. As I previously told you, the concept is very simple. What you need to have is the improved school sorcery effect 6 times. In this case is the invisibility one. Improve invisibility sorcery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now that is your highest priority. To make it even better, you can look for other useful effects. In this case we have magic attack power up +2 in the first one. In the second one we have max FP up with +3 stabs equipped. You only require 3 and that will increase your FP significantly. We have dodges improved character skill attack power. This is awesome because it can make you deal more damage once you press your skill button. For the depth relics, we have Art Gauge charged from Successful Guardian. This one is useless for this character in my opinion. I don't know if you can use it, but I personally won't use it. Magic attack power up +4, that is amazing because it will increase the damage even more, around 10% if I'm not wrong. Then we have improved affinity attack power +1, which is around 10% as well. So it's a lot of extra damage for the already increased invisibility sorcery. And we have used the dodges skill for brief invulnerability. This one is very useful because if you make a mistake when rolling or trying to avoid an attack, and you miss that dodge or you fat finger something, you can press the skill and it will save you from taking that damage, which is an effect that is almost completely necessary for the Deep of Night mode, especially if you are going for depth 4 or 5. This is one of those builds you can use in the highest depths of this game mode. You can use it in depth 4 and depth 5 and it's gonna be dealing a lot of damage. However, even though this type of builds are one of the strongest type of builds you can use in this game mode, it comes with a very big downside. You are gonna be relying heavily on the RNG. If you are really unfortunate and you can't find a staff with the sorcery you are looking for, you are basically in a very tough position. Because if you find other sorceries, they are not gonna be hitting as hard as the one you are looking for. And as your build is crafted almost entirely on boosting that sorcery you don't have, then you are gonna have a very bad run. At least when it comes to damage. If you are already in depth 4 or 5, that means that you can handle most enemies consistently. But the idea or the main purpose of this type of builds is maximizing a specific sorcery. What I consider to be the strongest and most common spells you can find during the expedition is the Crystallian sorcery and the Carian Sword sorcery. For the Carian Sword sorcery we have the Carian Slicer, and for the Crystallian sorcery we have Shattering Crystal. Those spells are pretty common and they can help you very much. The invisibility sorcery is a little bit rarer, but you can also find it consistently. So depending on the enemy you will be facing, you will decide if run this type of build or run another type of build like the previous one we saw, but that is completely up to you. The following build I'm gonna show you is designed exclusively for Executor, so you won't be able to use it with other characters as effectively as with this one. As you know, this character has a passive ability called Tenacity. This ability increases your damage by 10% each time you recover from a status effect. The easiest way to activate this passive ability is by using a weapon with Seppuku. This way you will trigger this passive ability, and the best part is that you can stack it multiple times. So if you use Seppuku 2 or 3 times, your damage will be increased around 70%, which is absolutely insane. The main problem we have with Seppuku is that this Ash of War removes a decent percentage of your total HP. So if you use it multiple times, eventually you will have to heal. And the main problem that comes with this is that the effect doesn't last enough time. Once you use Seppuku, the buff will last only 20 seconds. So if you're gonna use it multiple times, the stack of 3 or 4 times you use it will last at max 10 seconds. In any case, this is enough time to deal multiple attacks of your katana completely buffed, dealing a massive amount of damage easily. So we need a relic with a change compatible armament skill to Seppuku at the start of expedition. This will change the default Ash of War of 4 katana for the Seppuku Ash of War, and it has to be combined with the Dark Knight of the Miasma. This way we will preserve the Seppuku buff in our character and in our katana, while also having Frostbite available in our weapon. And this one also has improved physical damage negation. This is an effect that is not that relevant, especially when you reach depth 4, because Executor is a really squishy character. But the main deal with this build is dealing the highest amount of damage possible in a very short amount of time, and that can be seen in the depth relics we have. We have the attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy on +2 and the +1 version as well in the second relic. This way we are stacking the both versions we have available of this effect. This means we are gonna be dealing extra damage over an enemy with proc Frostbite too, in addition to the extra damage we are already dealing due to the Frostbite. Because as you know, this status effect is a debuff for the enemy. What you want for your build is having this effect available tagged with physical attack up in the highest level possible. We have physical attack up +4, physical attack up +3, and as you can see in the third relic, we have improved dexterity and arcane with reduced vigor, which is an exclusive effect of Executor. This build can deal a really high amount of damage, but is a little bit difficult to use. So if you keep struggling with the movesets of some enemies, then I recommend you to go with the tank build or with the magic build I showed you previously. This one requires a little bit of more experience, but the damage can be rewarding as well. As I previously told you, this build is better when you are running for depth 5, when you are in depth 1, 2, 3, 4. But once you reach the depth 5, we will require better builds, and that is exactly what I'm gonna show you right now. The following build is designed for Executor and it will work the best on this character, but it can also be used with dodges. I won't use it with dodges because it's significantly better with Executor, but if you want to try it with another character, then dodges is a great option as well. This build is pretty similar to the previous one we have, but this one features triple status effects. This is the type of build you can run from depth 1 all the way up to depth 5 and keep using it in depth 5 and it won't let you down. This build is pretty similar to our previous Executor build, but it removes all the significant disadvantages of the previous one. The previous Executor build relies heavily on using seppuku, and the problem of using seppuku is that you spend many resources. You spend FP to trigger seppuku multiple times, and you have to spend your flasks in order to recover the HP you just lost for using seppuku multiple times. So personally, to me, once I am in depth 5, I really don't want to waste many resources, especially time, and the buff routine for the previous Executor build is it really takes a little bit of time. So with this one, what we are running is the Everjail effect with the regular version of the Knight of the Wise and Knight of the Miasma relic. This means in the affinity slot of the weapon we are gonna have Poison, and as the Ash of War we are gonna have Chilling Mist. This way in our starting weapon we are gonna be able to have Frostbite, Poison, and Bleed, and this will be significantly better than seppuku, especially in depth 4 or 5, because the enemies will have a lot of more HP, so the status effects will hit a lot harder, because remember the status effects in this game are HP percentage based, so if the enemy has more HP, the more damage the status effects will be dealing. That's why this build is so broken in depth 5, because thanks to the status effects we can deal a very high amount of damage. And what we have here in the base relics is gonna be incredibly boosted with the depth relics, where we have a very similar setup to the previous one, but in this case we are gonna be stacking both the attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy and the attack power up when facing Poison afflicted enemy. Sadly we cannot stack the 4 versions at the same time, but we are gonna be doing it this way. In the first one I have the attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy on +2 with physical attack up +4. That is the exact same relic we had in the previous Executor build. The change will come with the following relics. Instead of having the attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy on +1, we will do it with Poison. We have attack power up when facing Poison afflicted enemy on +1 with physical attack up +4, and we have attack power up when facing Poison afflicted enemy +2 with physical attack up +4. The reason why I decided to replace the +1 version of the attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy is because we have a small version of this effect in the base setup with the regular Knight of the Miasma relic. This effect is not available in the Dark Knight of the Miasma version we use with the seppuku meta. In this case we have it available here as the attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy, the regular version. Of course it's not as crazy as the +1 version, but we already have a decent stack here with the +2 version and the +1 and +2 version of the Poison effect. This basically means that our damage can grow really bad. And by bad I mean really good, because we are gonna be destroying everything. The only enemies that will give us troubles will be those type of enemies that are immune to status effects, enemies immune to Poison, enemies immune to Bleed. But even the Crucible Knights that are immune to Bleed can be destroyed by this build, combining Frostbite and Poison. So this is definitely my second favorite build when it comes to going for depth 5 expeditions. And when it comes to the build I will use if I always want to win my expeditions in the depth 5, or to always win my expeditions in this game mode to reach the highest level possible as fast as is possible, it will be the Ironeye. The reason why I will go with this character is because the Deep of Night mode is hard, it's really difficult. So with the melee characters or with the traditional characters like the Rider, like Wilder, Executor, dodges, you have to be really close to the target. Even with the spell builds like the Crystal Shattering build, like the Current Sword Sorcery build, you have to be really close to the enemy, and that's something you don't have to do with Ironeye. You can be close, but it is not completely necessary, and that will help you a lot, especially in the early parts of the expeditions of the Deep of Night mode. And at this point I'm talking about the depth 5, that is the highest difficulty of this game mode, when you can be one-shotted by everything. If you make one mistake you are one-shotted, and the problem problem of dying in this game in general is that you lose a bunch of time, and time in Deep of Night mode is like gold. More runes mean more levels, and the higher is your level, the highest chances you have of winning the expedition, which at the end of the day is the main goal of playing in this game mode, so you can reach the highest difficulty, or you can reach a decent amount of rank points in order to not lose the rank once you lose an expedition. But with this character and with this build for this character, it is possible to win consistently. It is possible to not lose a single expedition with this one. It's like the ultimate easy mode for this hard mode. But of course, in order to do this, you really need very good relics. In this case, the first one I have has the boost thrusting counterattacks after executing art. Explaining how a counterattack works is a bit complicated, but basically if you land a piercing attack on an enemy that is attacking you, especially during that animation, you are gonna be dealing additional damage. And with this effect is gonna be even more damage. We have improved bow attack power that increases the bow attacks by 6.5% more or less, and we have the regular version of the attack power up when facing poison afflicted enemy. The real deal comes with our second base relic, where we have the +1 additional character skill use, the partial HP restoration upon post damage attacks that now works with bows, and we have the character skill cooldown reduction on +3. This relic is very important thanks to some effects we have in the depth relics. In the third slot we are using the Knight of the Wise, which is a relic that you already know because we also used it with Executor, which basically adds poison to your base weapon, and it also increases your damage each time you proc poison on an enemy that is close by. My second base relic is gonna work incredibly well with this build because we have the character skill inflicts heavy poison damage on poisoned enemies. They kind of nerfed this effect, but this is still being pretty strong. Basically what you need to do is proc poison on an enemy, so once you mark an enemy with your skill while he's poisoned or she's poisoned or whatever it is poisoned, you are going to be dealing additional damage on that enemy just by marking it. And remember that the mark of Ironeye, once it's popped, is going to be dealing extra damage. So that's going to be kind of quite broken if you ask me. And here we have the character skill inflicts heavy poison damage on poisoned enemies with physical attack of +4. We have the attack power up when facing poison afflicted enemy on +2 with physical attack of +3 with increased maximum stamina. And in the last relic we have the +1 version and the physical attack of +4. And as I really enjoy playing this way because it feels pretty cheesy, we are going to be completing an entire expedition of the Deep of Night mode with this build. Right now we are not going to take it into Depth 5 expeditions because I am no longer in Depth 5, because as I told you at the start of the video, it is more stressful than fun. And honestly, I was tired of only playing Executor and Ironeye. If I'm honest with you, that is what I don't like of the Deep of Night mode. You are going to be relying heavily on these two characters, and if you are lucky, you can go with dodges as well if you find the spells you need. But if you don't find those spells with dodges, then it's very likely that you will lose that expedition unless you are God. But as I told you, these builds are for Depth 5, and in the description of the video I will leave you with all the runs I did in the Depth 5 difficulty while using these builds. I'm gonna show you each one of them, I'm gonna link each one of them, and you will be able to see that these builds destroyed the Depth 5. But right now I want to play with Ironeye, and I hope you come with me into this expedition just for fun. So with that being said, I hope you have enjoyed this builds video. Now let's jump straight into the run. So yeah guys, there is no question, if you wanna go for the wins, this is your character. Executor and this guy are your characters. You're not gonna be suffering at all if you use these guys. Now the method is pretty simple as well. Just hit the castle, upgrade your bow to the level 2, then hit a cave to upgrade it to the level 3 or the purple level. I don't remember if it's 3 or no. And then you're ready to go. And that will be the way you're gonna be grinding in this game mode. And if you don't feel bored of playing just one character or two characters, it's pretty consistent, and you're gonna be reaching Depth 5 in less time than you expect. I actually reached Depth 5 in 2 weeks, I think, or 3 weeks at max once I discovered this type of builds. And actually the build we are running right now is better than the build I had back then when I hit the Depth 5 for the first time. So you're gonna be fine if you use these ones. Now of course some of them are pretty difficult to obtain and you have to be patient. Many people don't realize that you have to play a lot in order to get the things you want. It's not that simple. It's not like you just play a couple of hours and that's gonna be it. I wish it was like that, but it's not like that. It's a little bit more complicated. I guess we can get these chariots, I guess. Hopefully I won't get destroyed by one of them, because that can happen as well if you're not careful. Like here. I don't know why I didn't get this one. Nice. It is cool that they are not red. So we can survive one hit if we make a mistake. For instance, this is a very good point of interest because you will get a lot of runes easily. And you can upgrade your weapon, and we have a cave very close. Oh, it's very good that this guy did this one. Nice. So now, as you can see, you're gonna get the reward here. We're gonna reach a couple of levels, and we just have to save enough runes to upgrade our weapon. I'm gonna upgrade the weapon first, and then I level up. You don't wanna do it the other way around, or you might not have enough runes to upgrade your weapon. Now the next thing is upgrading it even more. So we are going to the cave. And the best cave, in my opinion, when you have Ironeye, well, you can go to this one or to the troll one. Because if you have the one that is with the knight with the shield, it's kind of annoying, in my opinion. It's really kind of annoying. Now, another cool meta with Ironeye is the grease meta, and that one is also very good with the rider. The problem of that one is that it is heavy RNG, bro. But heavy RNG, bro. Now, do you see the damage? It's an insane amount of damage just by marking our target. Now I'm gonna take the risk of going here, and that's it. Now we have our bow completely upgraded, and we can keep going with the enemies. And the mark will just work as normal if you don't want to first proc poison on an enemy. That also works. Now here is the interesting thing. Now we can go upgrade the weapon. We go farm the castle, and that will be it, bro. Pretty easy stuff, right? We have one grease. Oh yeah, speaking about the grease meta, in this case we actually have greases, but we are not running that build. But it's better. We have physical attack up. If we had the grease meta, we will be relying on the greases, and here we just have a lot of physical damage by default. Now we can do something stupid here because we have this guy red, so it will be a lot of runes. But you can save this one for the next day, you know? You know that you have a red enemy here, you are just level 4, you don't have to risk it. That's a wise decision making there. So you have a purple bow, so you can farm whatever is in the castle for free. On top of the castle, I just saw that we have a Black Blade Kindred. So that is not optimal. Now, the problem I am seeing here is that I think we have trolls, but I'm not sure. No. We are being lucky and we have Crucible Knights. So that is a great decision making as well. You have Crucible Knights, there is no need to go risk it at all. And as the ring is closing in that direction, let's begin with these ones that are above here. I think this one can be cheesed, and you just aim to them. If you have Banished Knights, it's as good as well. It's amazing. It doesn't matter if you have Banished Knights, it's gonna work too. Check the damage we are dealing. We are just level 4, bro. Now we go down, and this guy, the problem of this guy is that is the shield. So he's gonna be blocking constantly. But you have to make it smart and use your skill. So now here just buy a little bit of time for your skill, and you can use your ultimate if you wish. And that's it. Now the cool thing about beating one of these guys is that you can level up. And now you're gonna be getting a cool stuff like this, improved range weapon attacks. That is probably one of the best effects we could have gotten here. It's insane. We have Bold Crab. That's awesome because, well, okay, this one is gonna regenerate my HP apparently, thanks to my relic effect. Now we can go for the next Crucible Knights, but before going, I'm gonna try to see if I can reach level 6 or 7. How many of them? I need a lot more to level 7, so let's go like this. We have the boiled crab, so that's gonna be helpful. And yeah, you just farm here in order to reach a higher level. It doesn't matter if it's banished or crucibles, it's gonna help. We have a red crucible knight there. We go for him. We don't are scared of him. We just keep our distance. There is no need to risk it. That is the playstyle with this character, and that's why it's so cool. You don't have to risk anything at all. No, and like that, I troll it there. I actually died there because I actually don't know why I died there, bro. It doesn't make sense. It actually doesn't make sense because I used the skill, but we got him. That's why it doesn't make sense, because we got him and somehow I died. But this is the concept of the build, and it should work consistently. Now, it was very unfortunate that we died there. I actually don't know what happened if I was pressing the skill. I made the mistake of getting like too greedy with the last arrow. But it's okay. Now we have even more damage for the ranged weapons. And we go for this red guy. Despite we have a lower level. No, dude. Okay, yeah. Those are the mistakes you don't want to do. But here you keep it simple. We can deal another one here. He is slowed for a reason, so we keep going. Watch out with your stamina. You don't want to lose your stamina. Now, as he is very strong, the poison procs can be a little bit slower. But keep it like this. Now he's getting closer. Watch out your stamina. And use your skill. And now watch out here. This attack can be dangerous, but just keep your distance. And this guy should be dead in a second. Okay, now keep it simple and use your skill. And that's it. And now you have a bunch of runes. Now we have increased maximum HP, but I don't know. This one, I don't think you will need more runes from enemies here, so we can go with increased maximum HP to make our character a bit stronger. And now, as we have a significant amount of runes, like 142,000, so we can take the time of leveling up. It's not a bad idea. It's actually a good idea. Now, it is your decision if you want to go for that Black Blade Kindred. I don't think I will go for it, personally, but it is your decision. We still have another Crucible Knight with the spear, so that will be the thing I will do, going for the one with the spear. Now we just call in there, and you farm them. If you have the Banished Knights, you can do something very cheesy as well, and that's like just triggering the aggro of these fellas. Here, the Lion and the Banished Knights, and you just finish with the other guys first of the other side. I will show you where in a second. As you can see, I got the Shattering Crystal, not even running a poison build, so it's pretty common, guys. Now this is gonna be a little bit require a little bit of patience. The skill also deals. I think they reduce the damage, the poison damage you deal with the skill. The poison build up you deal with the skill, but the damage is the same, I think. So we are destroying this guy. We don't need to use the ulti here. Oh, with those type of attacks that are delayed, try to delay your skill as well. Because if you don't do it that way, then you might struggle a little bit in certain scenarios. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a tip for to when you are fighting the Banished Knights. So you finish with the guys here, because you can farm. Then you jump to the other side, and the guys that are here will not be able to go to the other side. So you finish with whatever you have here. You should have enough time. Now let's be careful with this guy. If we make a mistake on this guy, we are gonna be one-shotted. You can be sure of that, bro. You're gonna get one-shotted if you're not careful enough. So the target here is proccing the poison as fast as possible. But keep your distance, because this guy is dangerous. He's really nice. Poison proc. Now you can do this. And that is gonna be your game rhythm. You can work around your poison mark. And we can buff here for extra damage, you know? Now this is the main problem of these guys, but we have the skill ready again. And we can use the ultimate. And that's it. We destroy them pretty easily. So I guess now I'll go for this one. It has golden bow and projectile damage drop off reduced, so we will definitely take this one. Now, there is something I don't like in this game, and it's wasting time. So, further in the game, I really won't like to go to a merchant, and especially when the difficulties are higher. And as we are gonna face a night boss, let's imagine that we're in depth 5, so the chances of losing are quite high. And if we have this many, oh, this is a huge effect. So we can actually take it. And we can replace one of these. I guess I'm gonna have to replace this one. And yeah, we are ready to go. So yeah, as we have the possibility of dying here, we have the Wending Grace here ready. And we have multiple periodical glint blades here as well. So that helps too. If you have the possibility of going to a merchant before encountering the first night boss, that is gonna help you a lot once you are in, especially in higher difficulties, man. Here we are just chilling, you know. That's why I don't know why I died to the Crucible Knight. If I use my skill, I think it has to do with the lag of the internet, I think. But yeah, it is irrelevant. Dying will not affect you as long as you are not dying during the night boss, you know? And as long as it doesn't cost you a lot of time. If that doesn't happen, you should be fine. Now, when running this character, you can look for any type of buff, because the idea is that the enemy should not touch you at all. It should touch you the least, you know, the very, very least. Now, something bad can happen here, and that it might be the boss you get. There are some bosses that are extremely, extremely annoying to get, man. And you will experience that a lot in higher depths. There are some Night Lords as well, where you cannot use Ironeye, or you can use it, but it's not optimal. But you will be finding out slowly. Now, if you remember, we have an easy enemy here for the depth 2, for the night 2. Okay, and this is not so bad. It's not the best, because it's a really slow target, and that's the Gaping Dragon. It's not terribly bad at all. It's okay. But it's not awesome. Wow, the rats are just going wild, man. Oh, we can get we get our HP restored by using this type of items. That is sick, bro. Now we mark him, and the reason why this guy is not one of the best we can use is due to the fact that I think he's immune to poison, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, I think he's immune to poison. But as we are Ironeye, we can just keep the distance and it should be fine. Now, once he's in this state of poison, he's a really annoying enemy. And if you get hit by the debuff, it's pretty annoying. So we can use the ulti here, we don't make it even more difficult than it is. And we finish it. But yeah, this time we were lucky. Also, another bit... Oh, yeah. If you find this debuff with Ironeye is insane, it's probably the best. So just pick this buff, I mean. It's basically the same we have in the first relic, in this one. In this one, boost thrusting counter attacks, but it will be active every time, not only after using the ultimate, you know? So yeah, use it if you can. Now, as we are level 11 already, we can go for secondary stuff, like going for more... Oh, yeah, this is really dangerous. Now, watch out here. Oh, yeah, I told you it was dangerous. This guy has some range attacks that can be really stupidly annoying, so watch out for them. Look, it is actually insane. It is actually reaching me. Okay, yeah, nice. Yeah, as we are level 11, also, if you don't want to face some enemies, don't face them like that. I hate that guy. I don't know why I don't like that guy. I don't like it since Elden Ring, dude. Pretty annoying enemy. But Renala is not Renala, but Renala is an optional enemy, so you don't have to deal with that guy if you don't want to. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to tell before we just pick the counter-attack buff is that if you find a Belverin Hunter, do not be afraid of that guy. It is free. It is literally free with Ironeye. It's one of the easiest bosses you can face with Ironeye. Right now, as I am showcasing right now, as we don't care if we actually die, we're gonna go for that Black Blade Kindred. I do not recommend you that if you are in a higher depth, but we can do it right now and everything should be fine. If you want to go for an even safer path, you can keep farming the rest of the Crucible Knights available in the castle. We have like one left below and one in the... Oh, I think we already destroyed them all, actually. Yeah, I think we have one left close to the merchant. Oh, I think we can handle this guy. I'm not sure, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, against these staggerable enemies on headshot, Ironeye is the bomb, bro. With this guy, you only have to watch out about the ice breath. Here. Try to get behind him, and this animation is quite long, so you can do something like this. And he's gonna go to the second phase. Now that is something actually dangerous. You try to keep the aggro as much as possible. Try to keep your distance as well. Watch out with the stamina. And as you can see, I'm keeping my distance so I can keep safe. Nice. Now we broke his stance, so we can get greedy with some attacks. And that's it. Pretty easy. Improve incantations. Critical hits inflict blood loss. As we don't have something better, we take this one. Oh yeah, we have this Crucible Knight here, and we have another one outside the basement. Outside this castle, I mean. Near to those guys with the gravity stones. Awesome, we got a boost in our range. That's huge. Oh yeah, this is the one I meant. Now let's go for that Black Blade Kindred. I do not recommend you do that a lot, but it won't hurt to try. I don't know if it's weak to poison. Don't risk it here, use the evasion. It's gonna be okay. In the same way, try to keep your distance. I don't know which attack is gonna do here, so that one can be really dangerous. It's a little bit unpredictable, to keep it simple. Oh, I think we broke his stance, so we go for the crit hit. And now we're gonna be dealing bleed, but sadly this guy is immune to bleed. And apparently he's immune to poison as well. So right now we can face him, but because we are in a very early depth. But I won't recommend you to do it in a further depth. Now here I'm gonna actually go far away. The thing with this enemy is that the attacks are very inconsistent sometimes. Nice, we made a wise decision here as well. Increase maximum HP, improve physical damage negation. More damage taken after evasion. That is actually not a good thing. This one is better than this one. Increase maximum HP, damage negation while casting a spell. It's actually the same. So there is no need to take this one. Improve physical damage negation, but it has more damage taken after evasion. So maybe it's not the best neither, you know? And the rest are buffs that are helping significantly to increase our damage. Now we are already level 15. I didn't even realize the sick amount of runes we get from that guy. So now we can really dedicate the rest of the runs to do whatever we want, you know? We are gonna keep fighting enemies because that is fun. And this is the cool part of being in an early depth. That you can take the risk of fighting more because you know you have the highest chances of winning. You are really not afraid of losing as you were in depth 5. And it's stupid because in depth 5 you don't win anything special at all. You don't win more runes, you don't win more... nothing. It's the same. The only thing that changes is that the enemies are extremely difficult. Now, as I am seeing the things here, maybe running the Evergale meta might work in these early difficulties, you know, for more damage. But I think for the highest difficulties, it's better to go with something that doesn't depend on RNG, like the build we are running right now. It depends on RNG because you have to find the stuff, but it's not like you will depend on what you find during the run. You're gonna be just fine, you know. Oh, I shouldn't have used that against this guy. I should have saved that meat for the night boss. Now the cool thing of this fella is that he's actually weak to poison, so we can deal some nasty hits on this fella, bro. Oh, that was nasty, bro. Now, what I hate of this guy is that he does that attack, man. And in this case, you have to run in a very strange way, so you don't get hit by those stupid attacks that are really annoying. Now, I don't want to deal with this guy and those attacks for more time, so we just finish him. If you see this guy as well, he's pretty free, so don't hesitate on taking him. Oof. Now, this is a big decision making here, guys. I think we will have to replace this one because it only increases our max HP but doesn't boost our damage. And I don't want to replace the actual things that are boosting our damage, you know? The multiple... and I haven't used Golden Vow. We have that available, so I'm gonna replace this one because it is only increasing my max HP, and we don't need more HP because we are gonna get one-shotted anyways. Especially if we are in the in-depth fight. So it's not worth it, basically. That's what I mean. Let's go for that other church. We might actually need it. It's not like we are gonna get one-shotted every time, but against a boss fight or a strong enemy, it's very likely that we are gonna get one-shotted. So it's not worth like worrying a lot about your having more HP with Ironeye. The flask can be very useful because they will help you with the annoying enemies you have to face before the night boss. But more HP is not gonna make you a tank character, you know. If we were running something like Rider, Wilder, or Guardian with the max HP meta that I showed you at the start of this video, then it would make sense, man. But in this case, it doesn't. Now, why I decided to equip this one? If you check the damage we are dealing, my main bow deals a very low amount of physical damage, but it procs poison. It deals poison. That's why my physical damage is low. So what we are gonna do now... Oh, perfect, nice. This is huge. So what we are gonna be doing... Okay, I can take this thing. Ah, we have a chance of getting a better talisman. Yeah, because this one might not be that helpful. The spirit talisman, if you find it with this guy, it will be very good. Okay, I don't know which one is more useless. I guess the other one is more useless. Yeah, back to the things. Do I have time for this guy? I don't think so, but I'll go anyways, bro. The ring is not gonna close here. It's definitely closing up here. So let's try to stay here. We don't know which one is this enemy, and if we go, we are not gonna... No. Okay, so we are gonna proc poison with this one, and then we swap to this one. But now we are gonna use the golden bow that we have. Why you should use golden bow? Because it's FP based, so it's not a consumable. It's free every time. Now with this guy, keep your distance. He's a freaking tough enemy. But if you keep your distance, you should be fine. Now I'm curious of the damage we will deal with the mark. It's a good amount of damage. Let's see what we got. Improve madness resistance, increase maximum stamina. That's huge, bro. No, if we take the spirit spring, we might make it. Yeah, and if we don't finish with him, it doesn't matter because we are already level 15. So yeah, let's go. Why not? And I didn't even swap, right? I proc poison and I didn't even swap, yeah. Okay, well, maybe that is not a good idea now. Let's go here. Now the troll is only worth it when you are gonna be looking for the troll that drops the stone to upgrade your weapon. I personally won't recommend you take this fight, but let's do it for fun. So let's try to actually swap this time. This time, for instance, I'm gonna swap, but I didn't use golden bow, bro. So I'm basically kind of trolling, you know. Oh, now this is sick. We actually broke the stance of this fella, and then it goes the crit hit. Yeah. As you can see, the damage is insane. The damage is crazy. And it's gonna remain like that due to the stance, I mean to the status effect, bro. Because the status effects are gonna be increasing the damage on enemies that are tougher when it comes to HP. If they have more HP, your damage is gonna be higher. So it works like that. Now I don't think I forget something important here. No, we are okay. I guess I can buy 2 of these. Increase temporarily boost max HP. It doesn't sound like that bad. I guess we can replace it for this one. It should be fine. And yeah, it's basically that, guys. That is the Ironeye strat. With the Executor, it's a bit more complicated. The damage, I think, can be higher if you know the movesets of the enemies you are fighting. But it's significantly harder to use than Ironeye. And when I say significantly harder, it is significantly harder because you're gonna be playing at melee range. So you have to know the enemies you're gonna be facing. The cool thing about the Ironeye build is that you have the Frostbite conceals enemy as well. I mean the Executor build, and I am referring to the second one. The last one I show you of Executor has the Frostbite in vicinity conceal self. I think bot has it, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure bot has it. Roar and breath attacks. I don't have that. No. Oh, improved flask HP restoration. Will it be better than this one? Poison resistance and rot resistance? No, I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, we are ready to go. So yeah, that is the advantage of the Executor one, that you can conceal yourself. Oh, look at this. This is a good boss fight. A pretty easy one indeed. But for instance, if you get a really bad one like the dragon, the ancient dragon, doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter if you get the ancient dragon, because you are gonna destroy it with Ironeye. Because the ancient dragon actually respects the rule of dragons being weak to pierce damage. Nice. Now we are gonna be doing crazy damage on this fella. I think I'm gonna try to save my ulti here. I don't like to try to do that against this guy, because he... Oh, this is awesome. Let's try to get the crit hit. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is huge. I didn't stop the freaking thing. He's still poison. I'll try to use the skill once more. Nice. Now we only have to worry about this guy. Okay. And I think he used golden bow again, so as you can see, the damage is huge. Now we can swap to this one, and the damage will be better. And we have the ulti available for the final one. And we're gonna be facing the Gaping Jaw. If we get the regular version of the Gaping Jaw, we're gonna have a parry here, bro. The damage is just disgusting, bro. That's the damage I want to see. Now, obviously, if you are in depth 5, go for the physical damage negation. It might save you, actually. Despite what I told you previously, the damage negation works differently. It works with percentages. So it might actually make a difference if you have if you are level 15. But if you are not level 15, go with improved stance breaking. As we are in depth in an easy depth, I'm gonna take this one. But in Depth 5 I will take the damage negation for the highest chances of surviving. The point of playing with this character is going safe. So you should be fine as long as you play safe. Now in this case I will try to make sure to use the golden bow. I don't think I'm gonna need another one. I will feel very stupid if I need another one. I think I will replace this one because it doesn't stack with the other one. Both buffs are in the same type. We can grab this one and replace this, I guess. Yeah, because we have a lot of stamina, and this way we are more tanky. We have more HP and more stuff. Now, if we get the regular version of this fella, it's gonna be some destruction guaranteed. If it's ever dark, it's gonna be destructive as well, but a little bit less, because it's a little bit less strong. Okay, this one doesn't apply the HP recovery stuff. Let's go. Ah, it's a regular one. We already proc poison, bro. My poor fella is puking. Now it's second phase time. That fast, guys. That fast. Now I proc poison, I swap. That's sick, bro. And that's it for this guy, I think. Yep. Yeah, this build is the most broken one, actually, we do. As you can see, it actually feels unfair because it's unfair. We are depth 2 right now. But this effect is gonna repeat similarly in the depth 5. You might actually need to use one of your winding graces. You may actually end up using all your consumables. But it's gonna be like that. That way you're gonna be farming a lot, man. So GG's, guys.